Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Take a deep breath. It's like Sunday mornings, I get here and I get here a little earlier than some people, but not as early as others. And it's just like go, 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 go all Sunday morning. And then I get in here and I'm like, okay, time to take a deep breath. Just be with you guys. Wow, I'd like to welcome everybody this morning. We had an amazing weekend, and we got a couple of really cool new things that are going on that I'd like to talk to you about as we get into our service today. But we do have 6 new prayer chaplains. If y'all would like to stand, whoever's here. There and yeah. So anyway, we're going to go through all this. And Kitty, I didn't see you come in. Good to see you. We had an amazing weekend at Chi House, and these guys all went through. And so we're going to recognize them a little bit later today. But we now have 6 prayer chaplains here at Unity of Blairsville, and that's amazing. From 0 to 6. That's really a cool job. So y'all can be seated, but thank you so much. And we just, we'll get on to that too. At the end, that's an announcement, but I do want to say at the end of today, Audrey Delahunt and her husband are here, and they'll be doing chair massages, chair healing. I'm sorry. Thank you. Chair healing. Thank you. And that's what I love about this crowd. You can always correct me if I get something wrong up here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And what's next, Mr. Joshua? Of course, when we start each of our Sundays, I used to light them up here, but I kind of like the energy of people walking in and the Christ candle already being lit. So I've started lighting that prior to service. And then our candle for this month in June, blue and the 12 powers represents imagination. And that is the ability to image, picture, conceptualize, envision, and dream. We envision good work unfolding in every area of my life. So thank you so much. We'll get that going. Statement of truth, if you repeat with me, there is only one presence, one power, active in the universe and in my life. God, the good, the omnipotent. And what we'd like to do right now is just talk a little bit about our prayer box. Now, this is going to be new. Would our prayer chaplains like to take a place in the room and hold space? This is kind of what we talked about yesterday. Maybe a couple up here or a couple back there. So as we get this going, you'll just go into your spaces and just kind of hold space while we go into our prayer box and prayers. So this is kind of a new, and we're learning as we're going, but just kind of observe, because this is the fun part as we grow and we do things and we learn as we go. And this is all new for our prayer chaplains, so thank you for the courage to stand up and hold this space with us. So our prayer box is right here. Should you ever have anyone that you would like to send a prayer to, send love to, send light to, you can fill one of these out, drop it in our prayer box. We pray over it for 30 days, and then it goes to Silent Unity, where they've been praying for over 100 years, and it's prayed for another 30 days there. At this time, if we could just dim the lights just a little, and let's have a prayer next. Oh, that's me doing that. All right. So as we take another deep breath into another beautiful Sunday in our lives, let's take a minute to just appreciate what is going on in this space and in this community and everything that we have to be grateful around us. As we envision and we know that spirit of consciousness, the spirit of light, spirit of God's source injects and fuels us with that never-ending energy of love and light. It cannot be put out. It cannot be extinguished, even in the physical body's death. It is always with us. And we hold all thoughts in prayer, for all thoughts are prayer. And we say, thank you, God, Source, Mother, Father, and so it is. Amen. And if you'd like to do your version of the Lord's Prayer with me, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine is done, on earth as it is in heaven. And we are given this day our daily bread, and forgiven our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And we are led not into temptation, and we are delivered from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory, forever and ever. So it is. All right, now for Jennifer's here this week, so the Daily Word with Jennifer.
Good morning and welcome to the Daily Word with Jennifer. This week, the Daily Word is truly by Jennifer. Give the gift that keeps on giving. Give guilt. My father taught me that and used it very well. As I've learned to release my resentment, guilt, revenge, fear, and jealousy I may hold in my life by removing these negative feelings to the world around you and replacing them with positive actions, I will discover my true self. And remember, only you can change you. The key to that purpose is forgiveness, allowing me to forgive myself and to see that others will do the same. We all become better people living as our true selves. All illusions are removed. I see only the greater good in all of us expanding every day. Can you be your true self? Let all the baggage of the past, present, and future go and take the first step in your new life. Today's verse is Mark 11, verse 25. Whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses. Thank you.
We're going to do our guided and silent meditation. I'd like to do it as I have been, and we'll start with 3 ohms and then have a song or kind of a chant, the words of which are up on the screen. So if everybody could get relaxed in their seats and take a deep breath down into your belly. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. We are opening, we are opening, we are opening, we are opening. One more time. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the
And as we begin to come back into the room, if you would just mention any names that you would like to open your life up to the universe, those people you love, mention their names now as we hold the space. You have a share this morning.
I could not hold it back. I had an experience, or created one. I was either in Walmart or Ingles, I don't remember which one, and I had seen a couple walking a few weeks before, and something told me, go and tell them you see the light in them. And I just kind of missed it. And it was with me. And sure enough, here came a couple. And I just couldn't hold back. And I said, you got the light. And I pointed at both of them. They looked at me in shock. Maybe part of it was they had darker skin than me. Didn't matter. They started lighting up more. And I did too, I know. And we had a conversation that was start and stop, but we didn't know what to say exactly, except that I said, you know what I mean. They started nodding, yeah, we know what you mean, and so forth. And by the time we were done, we were just lifted up. Light was all over the place. And of course, it's always there, everywhere. And it just has been with me since that moment. And I just had said to myself, well, I'm not going to hold back. And I see the light. I feel the light. Thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful share, Timothy. Thank you. And please know this place is open for you to share your light in any way you choose. So thank you for all the good work you do. And Timothy, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. No telling what came of that. While we're holding this space of light, I have some news to share with you today. Mary and Tom have some other things that they want to do in their life right now, and they have just been such a light and a blessing to us. And so they're going to be doing their thing, still be a part of the congregation, but they're going to go do their style of music and do some things that they want to do. And we are just so blessed and grateful to have had you in our space as we got this Unity of Blairsville going. So we are going to hold a little celebration for them at some point. We'll find out what works for them, but we'll come back and have a celebration and just shine light on them for their journey. And we know that our journey here at Unity of Blairsville is going to bring in the perfect music. So keep that open, that whatever may come into your life, that we hold that space of the most perfect and divine music coming in and through everyone here. So thank you so much for all your love, and we give you so much gratitude. So thank you. Thank you. All right. This weekend, like I said, we had this wonderful opportunity for the people. A couple of trainers from Birmingham came up, and I happened to met one of them a couple of years ago while I was in school. And we had these wonderful people that decided to do prayer chaplain work with us, with themselves, with serving in just learning how to pray. And the beautiful things that came out of that experience were just so appreciated. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about Unity Basic Principles of Truth. And they're basically, as we go through these, let's just start talking about them. Unity Basic Principles. The first one, there's only one power and one presence in the universe, God, the absolute. We also call absolute, which is all of these things encompass, omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence. Knowing, all seeing, all being, just one, that oneness that we all are. So as we go into prayer, knowing it is such a powerful, powerful way, what we were just doing in the meditation with Joshua and singing, I mean, that's prayer. Every thought we have is a prayer. I mean, we talked about this in the classes as well, but sometimes I had a really, before I got to Unity, I had a hard time distinguishing, because I would hear different things from people, between what a prayer was and what meditation was. And as you kind of dig into these things, sometimes there's these blurry lines and people are like, oh, am I praying or am I meditating, or how do I do that, or how does that work with the universe? How does that work with the God within me that flows in and through me? So it's real interesting to go through this. Did any of you get any insights this weekend from the difference between prayer and meditation and what that looks like to you? So I see all the hands coming up, because the deeper we explore that, the more those meanings come through, and we begin to really make sense of what prayer and meditation is. So when we think about that thought, literally we begin to get to this place where every thought is basically made manifest. It's what we create in our lives through that through that God creation that we are like, in the likeness of. So it just becomes more powerful over time. Unity basic principle number 2. Human beings were conceived with a spark of divinity. So we call that the Christ consciousness, right? The indwelling Christ. Their true nature is divine. Therefore, latent with them is all that is God and all that God is. That's really powerful stuff. That is who we are. We have that spark that is within us, that is a part of the Heavenly Father, of the universal love, of the universal truth, and it's right here. And when we can let go of everything else, that spark shines through, and then that's when we really, truly begin to shine. And when we work in prayer, and when our intention in prayer and our energy in prayer is toward that highest good, whatever that looks like to us, we really begin to see amazing things happen in our lives. Some people call those miracles, when in fact we know they're, in Unity, we really don't qualify them as miracles for the simple fact they're always happening around us. They are occurrences of what we're thinking, of what we're being, of what is being made manifest by not only us, but by the one mind. So it's all changing all the time. We never stay the same. So sometimes we think of, well, if I'm here right now and then I move forward in my life and I look at it, I'm just going to be experiencing from that perspective what I'm experiencing now. No, that perspective will be gone. It's totally gone now, and you're in this new perspective experiencing God through you, source through you, life through you as it is now, which looks different. So your perception of what you thought it would be is different. We can hold a thought that becomes prayer. Does it end up looking exactly like we thought it would? Never. It will manifest, and it's probably going to be more beautiful than we ever imagined, but it can't look like we thought it did, because why? We're not here anymore. We're over here. Let us make humankind in our image according to our likeness. Number 3, human beings were created in freedom and choose their experiences according to their thoughts and feelings. All manifestation begins with a thought and expresses itself with feelings. So then we get into the feelings portion of our thoughts and how we manifest. It's that energy within us that when we have the thought and then we get excited about the thought, or we have emotion behind that thought, that is what is projected into the universe. Call it along with your thoughts, call it aside from your thoughts, but all of this energy, that knowingness, that vibration, whatever that is what we begin to manifest. So if we're seeing goodness and we're seeing flow and we're seeing these amazing things happening in our life, when we feel it, I kind of tense up because it's like, whoa, it's all inside me when that happens. Can you relate to that? You know, you have that experience and then even more things happen. It just continues. So the trick here, there is a trick in this. So you get going on this journey of thought and meditation and creation and love. And then all of a sudden we start trying to control it because it's working so well. And we go, oh, I got to do this, and this to make sure that it continues to work. Right? You ever get caught in that one? It's the hardest one ever, I think, to break free of for me, me personally. So if it's happening to me, I know it's happening to you. This isn't my journey. This is our journey. But when we begin, and this, again, is just something to be aware of, that we get into the flow, things are happening, they're moving in amazing ways, but then all of a sudden we say, oh, we got to keep it moving that way, so we better do this, and this every day to make sure that happens. What have we done? We've created control over our thoughts. We think we've created control over our thoughts. It doesn't work that way. Once we start controlling anything, it begins to contract. The life energy and everything that we're working on just starts to, and it happens gradually, but it starts slowing down a little bit because we've tried to put a wall around it. And the free expression of God, freedom and choose their experiences. If God is free, God is everything. You put a wall around God, around your thoughts, around everything you're doing, it will start to slow down and contract, and you'll be like, oh goodness, what have I done? How do I move out of that? Let go. Time to let go again. So we have this constant growth, and a lot of times we call that spiral dynamics, which I'm not going to get into today. All manifestation begins with a thought and it expresses itself with feelings. Number 4, the 5 basic unity principles. We've just spelled them out a little bit bigger here to help make them make a little more sense. They are on the wall outside. I invite you to look at them. But these 5 basic unity principles are taught throughout unity about how we pray, how we manifest, how we create. And they are powerful, beautiful, and personally I'm going to say the most important tools to use. Prayer and meditation and learning what they are and how we actually use them in our daily lives. Prayer is the conscious process of communion with God. So conscious means I'm aware of it. It's in the hemispheres of my brain that I'm aware of and that I can understand. What is unconscious? It's up there, it's in there somewhere, but I'm not aware of it. And then someone says something, brings awareness to me. I ask the question, what does that mean to me? Then it's presented in awareness. Awareness is then the conscious process of communication with God. So when we have a thought, we make the thought, we pray, we begin to have this amazing experience. In true prayer, we accept, believe, and feel the connection with the absolute God that is. Therefore, we bring forth and manifest life, wisdom, peace, prosperity, and harmony. Having a thought from our mind, most of the time, is ego. We learn so many things while we're in this lifetime, from our jobs to, how to work with the gifts we're given, with the tools that we're given here on the earth. So when we work with those things, in true prayer, we accept, believe, and feel the connection of absolute God. When we're feeling that absolute connection of God, that one mind through prayer where I'm connected, that's coming from the one mind. Your brain is working with the tools you have then, which will ultimately manifest your thoughts in prayer into actual manifestation form. It's really amazing how this stuff works. And the more you get into prayer, the more you study meditation. Can you study meditation or do you just sit in meditation? You can study it to learn how to sit, I guess. So anyway, we bring forth manifest life, wisdom, peace, and prosperity, because at this point, when we are truly in that space, life, wisdom, peace, prosperity, and harmony come from God's source that's coming through us when we're in that space, rather than in the mind space where we think we're creating. Because out of this, we don't necessarily get wisdom and peace and prosperity and harmony in life. We actually might get just the opposite of those things, and that's not what I'm after. I don't think most people are after dis-ease in any way. So when we hold that space and we listen to that still small voice within us, that's where the truth comes from. And that's our journey. That's what we're doing here, is learning how to understand that better. So, number 5, knowing and understanding truth and the laws of life is not enough. Human beings also need to think, and this gets back to the emotions, feel, and live the truth they know. You know. The truth you know. In that space we were just talking about, not in the mind space, but in the other space of wholeness in which you are, can be, anytime you choose. Truth they know. If they want to manifest the blessings they claim in prayers. So do you want to manifest what you truly know you want? If you do, these tools are here for you. The tools of manifestation and prayer. Okay, so in this is where I would like to go with something that seems to be occurring. When I first got here, we were like, okay, how do we build a youth program? What is that going to look like in Unity? What does it look like in this region? And are we just talking about Unity, or are we talking about a larger picture, our entire community? What do the youth, what is happening? I think Linda was one of the first people that came to me many months ago with a young man, and he was in jail again. And there's a really cool story about it because it's directly connected to Unity of Blairsville. So we've been following this young man's progress, but that was probably the first thing that was brought to my attention. And then throughout time, people would say, oh, this is going on with our youth. And we just started asking those questions, and different volunteers would come forward and say, well, this is something that I'm aware of that could be helpful in our community as a whole. So as I prayed on that, and as others prayed on that, more just kept coming in until one day, about 2 weeks ago now, it hasn't been long at all, there was a week where I was introduced to 4 different people the week before the Monday happened, when I went to Chattanooga and met with a meeting planner friend of mine. Just happened to be meeting with him. No plans for a meeting or a gathering or anything like that. And he offered, when I started talking about the youth program and what we'd like to do here, he said, why don't, I'll help you put on an event, and we can really serve youth at risk. We can serve diversity in all of its forms. And so I went, wow. And then the 4 people that I told you I met the week before all played a significant role in that manifesting that day. It was remarkable. I was like, what? Why did I just meet all those 4 people right the week before that this happened on Monday? So literally, the event became funded. So, if any of you have ever done event planning, I've done a lot of event planning in my life. Well, you always need money. You need a place to host the place. You need bands, you need musicians, you need staging, you need lighting, you need sound, you need speakers, you need tents, you need vendors, you need all this stuff to put an event together. And I knew I didn't have the time to go full on into being an event planner for something. This is how our ministry is growing. Our ministry is growing because people are stepping up and saying, you know what I do? And I'd like to offer this out into the community. Now, this is interesting. So this is something I find. So when we're talking about, we got to make sure that we want our church, our unity, our center to grow and expand. Well, how do you do that? Well, usually there's funding behind it as a necessity. And sometimes that funding, again, what I was talking about, can begin to constrict us. And what do we do? As we start saying, well, we need funding for this, or to pay the light bill, or to do this, or do all these things, all of a sudden, what are we doing again? We're trying to control it. So we start pulling in the energy, and then we're like, whoa, we pulled the energy and we're controlling. We're not allowed to do that. Well, with something like what is happening with this youth program, when we, as a center, reach our energy out to serve, we open that back up again. And then we're not tied to how are we going to do this here, but rather we begin to reach out. And that's what I feel has occurred, because none of us could have known this would have turned into a festival that Unity of Blairsville was going to initially sponsor. Right now, this festival looks like it's going to be, it is confirmed at Meeks Park on September 23rd, and it's a full-day event. We're looking at from 12 to 10 p.m., full Saturday, probably 5-6 bands, if not more. We partner, one of the people that I met the week before that, I'm sharing all this with you because it's so important to see what's happening, because this is about our community, not just Unity of Blairsville, but our community and all the youth and the children and the adults that are looking for a safe space for their kids, for themselves, so people can begin to come together and work together as community in all of their diversity. So that's what we have named this event. It's going to be called Unity and Diversity Celebration, September 23rd. And our tagline we're looking at is for one day on our t-shirts. And we want to build a story, and you can help us build that story wherever you go, your businesses. We want this to be a community event because it's going to be a free event. Nobody has to pay to get into it. We want these youth and their family and their parents to come. So unity and diversity, are we not all diverse? Every single person in this room. We all have our own diversity. Is not every person on this planet diverse in their own way? They've got their own stuff. They've got their own challenges. They may have been bullied in school, for all we know. I was. I'm sure there's a couple more of you in here that were. So the Foundation for Non-Bullying has partnered with us, and they're bringing in one of the top speakers in the country. I wish I had his name. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's like $5,000 to bring this guy in. And they are raising funds. They've already gone into the schools, so we have the area schools except for Fannin County, and maybe Fannin County will decide that they told these people that they didn't have a problem in their school. They said, we don't have a problem, we're not interested in the non-bullying stuff. Well, let's not look at it as a problem, let's look at it as an opportunity. But there is a lot of bullying that goes on. And I'm hearing stories every day about kids, on Snapchat who, because they're poor or they're fat or they don't look like somebody else, that the whole school's blowing up on them and talking about these kids and bullying them to a degree I really didn't understand until I sat in a meeting last week going, whoa. We thought it was bad when we were young. What these kids are going through today, one person gets mad at them, they can say whatever they want to say, and they've got 80 or 100 people behind them going, yeah. So, unity and diversity. For one day, can you be your brother's brother? For one day, can you treat others like you would wish to be treated? That's where we're going with this. And we're taking this out to all 3 counties around us. I'm going to take this out to all of the unities in our surrounding area. And I'm going to say, would you like to come and play with us for one day? We are entering a time in our lives, in this universe, in our planet, where we must do something, my friends. We must do something. And I think with prayer, and I think with love, that we can pull something off like this that could be powerful for a lot of kids and a lot of adults. So, I'm going to ask for your love and your support, however you are called or are not called to do. We're going to have a meeting on this circle, on the events circle. We also have 2 other very important circles that I know of that are meeting today. Reverend Claudia is going to be meeting with our new prayer chaplains and giving them, see what prayer chaplains have the opportunity to do here is reach out and touch all of the people that might not can be here on a weekly basis. They have the opportunity to say, can I pray with you? And get on the phone with all these people and say, what can I pray with you today? And now they've learned some really important tools over the last weekend to do that. Can we create a regional event that honors and respects everyone? I can't imagine how fun that could be. We want to do it in a loving way where diversity is not a bad thing. We want to do it in a way so that everybody, as we tell this story, gets they are a part of our diverse world and a part of our diverse population. So in unity, can we celebrate our diversity? And that's what I'd love for us to take out as unity. I'd love to take that out there and share what unity is with what I believe maybe 1,000 or 2, or people are even wishing for 5,000 people at this event. The schools are already involved. They're doing fundraising for bringing in this other speaker that has partnered with us to bring this in. We have the Boys and Girls Club in Blue Ridge who may be interested. Linda's mentioned a women's club might be interested. We've got PFLAG. We have a lot of organizations that we want to invite into this. So just open your hearts and think and have a conversation with somebody and say, would you like to play with us? The booths are going to be like $25 with electricity $35, so we've made it even very, very affordable there. Again, because people have stepped up and said, we will help, we will fund this event. It's a beautiful position to be in. So let's, if we could get our ushers up here. And let's kind of put our hands together. If you would repeat, divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. Let's put our hands together and bless these ties. If y'all like to come up. With me, we dedicate and consecrate these gifts of love to the will, the way, and the work of God. And so it is. So I look forward to changing and invigorating with you what's getting ready to happen within Unity with this event that we're talking about, because I believe it will change the face. I can only assume in grand and glorious ways, but for the will of the universe and God. So thank you for your support and love. At this point, we are going to go ahead and welcome our visitors. Do we have any new folks with us today? Good, we got 2. And if we could get someone to make sure that they're taken care of as they go out the door. But thank you so much. I know you were here at the Bob Sema concert, and you came in and did a meditation with us, so it's really nice to have you all with us, okay? So if everyone would feel free to love them up a little bit when they leave, and not overpower them, but say welcome. Now, let's go into some acknowledgments. Again, we've talked about Mary and Tom. Thank you for all your loving service. So today we have a circle gathering, and did I get the third one? The third one was the youth program. So we have if you'd like to stay and just hear what's going on with the event, we have for our prayer chaplains, Reverend Claudia will be meeting with a circle of them. And these circles, let me just go ahead and designate them so it's not confusing. Let's do the prayer chaplain in here, because this will be a good working place for you. The chair healing. Why don't we do it in the children's room? Do it in here. Can we do? Well, let's do it in here while you're doing your prayer chaplain stuff. So we'll do prayer chelling. Yeah, that'll be good. And then we can do the events circle in the back room today, and then the youth program can be on the other side of the room over there. So all of these are important. Everybody can't be at everything at one time. So go where you feel called today, and then get with one of the other people or that circle lead in that group and catch up. And hopefully they'll do some minutes in each one of these groups so everybody can see what's going on and what's happening. Monday the 1st, we do have last month was so much fun, but we do a hike the first Saturday of every month. So meet here, and Brent's going to lead that. Karen, where is it we're going? Helton Creek Falls. So we're going to Helton Creek Falls. The Sunday Sustainable Living Group's off for the summer. Our board meeting, we have a board meeting this Tuesday, and then I'll let you read the rest. We are doing the Way Shorts Conference is coming up in July as well. So we have a lot of really good things coming up. Let's go on through these. All right, now, here's the fun part. We are doing an induction today of all of our, can we get a little bit of music, just some nice music in the background might be nice for this. So we're doing, that's awesome. We're going to do an induction. So if I could ask our prayer chaplains to kind of come up here and stand right up here with us, that would be wonderful. And Josh will have to take 2 roles, and Leroy's on his way. Who else are we missing? That's everybody. All right, great. This will give you an idea of, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stand over here out of the way. And then what I'd like to ask you to do is just repeat after me. This is a commitment. And this will give everyone an idea of what prayer chaplains do and how important their role is to where we're going and what we were doing here. So first, I'd like to say thank you to you all for this weekend. It was really inspiring to get to spend this time with each of you and to really get to know your hearts and just to see the beautiful place you all come from. Thank you. Okay. And you can say your name. Will provide prayer support for 2 or more worship services per month as scheduled, and to arrange as suitable if unable to serve. Say, I will. We don't have to do all that. We're just going to say, I will. And again, what you feel called to, that's what you say, I will to. You're not forced to do anything. To submit to monthly call logs by the first in each of month. To attend all scheduled meetings of the prayer chaplains and to support my community of prayer chaplains. To hold in strict confidence information shared in telephone or personal conversations with my circle of friends. To inform regarding prayer requests on Sunday mornings and any telephone numbers and addresses of church congregants. To stay informed about Unity of Blairsville programs and activities by reading the newsletter, weekly e-blasts and weekly bulletins, listening to church announcements, and viewing the church website. To regularly attend Sunday celebration services. To nurture my spiritual, emotional, and physical self and do my own personal prayer work. To seek support when needed and maintain open communication with the ministers. To serve as a church leader and represent the church in a positive, loving light. To demonstrate a genuine interest in the well-being of the congregation and fellow prayer chaplains. To be flexible and open to the evolving nature of this program. To support and maintain the integrity of Prayer Chaplains program. To not solicit my circle of friends in any way for personal gain. To be open to experiencing the many gifts this program will offer me and my life. To serve for a minimum of 1 year and to provide at least 2 months' notice to the ministers when I must resign. To notify the minister if I am unable to fulfill these commitments. And I acknowledge that I have entered into a sacred trust, and if I do not fulfill these commitments, I may be asked to resign. I would like to present each person here. We're doing good on time. I'd like to present you all, and if you could give us a couple of words, if you feel called to step up to the speaker and just speak a sentence about what this means to you, we would be grateful, and I think everybody would appreciate it. I'd like to start and say congratulations, Greg Bisnet. I love you, brother. Thank you for taking this role. And if you'd like to say something, you can step around here. You don't have to. No. Daniel Keys, thank you. Blessings, brother. Thank you. Would you like to say anything?
I'm really blessed with this opportunity to be here and to serve with you people and share my love that's blessed within me. And I guess my goal is to let everybody know that they're not alone, to reach out and that that God's love is through all of us and will reach to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Kitty Taylor, thank you. Would you like to say something?
First, a note of gratitude just for the opportunity to have participated in the training over the weekend and to reconnect myself with someone that I knew from a previous story in my life. So I'm grateful to be invited to share what is really special and sweet space with any of you. And as I told them in a prayer that Timothy actually had with me over the weekend, it's really amazing what a few words can do for both the person giving the prayer and the person receiving the prayer. So thank you for the opportunity to share this with all of you and to my fellow prayer chaplains.
Thank you, Kitty.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Timothy Young, would you like to say anything, my brother? Thank you.
I thank all of our prayer chaplains for the commitment to this. This is a blessing to be able to pray with any of you. All of us we have all the means. Whether you know how to put it in words or not doesn't make any difference. Just come and let us pray for you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Moffett, Leroy Moffett. Thank you, my brother.
It's a real honor to have taken a class with these very unique individuals. I learned a great deal about all of them this weekend. One of the things that I know is we are dedicated to service to others. We are dedicated to exhibiting unconditional love. Thank you.
And Joshua Sharp. Thank you, my brother. Would you like to say anything? Okay. All right. And I even got one too. Yay.
Your words of wisdom.
I've used all mine today. And now I think it's just time to circle up. If I can get this to working right. Okay, no, it's not working. Yeah, thank you. Let's all circle up if we would. I love this thing where we get in the circle. Sometimes I've been to unities that got so big they can't do the circle anymore, and I always miss that. There you are. All right, man. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. peace that was meant to be. God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Now we have our next song. So this is the new one. So if we could go ahead and start our next song. We've done it once. Feel free to join in and just walk around and sing it to everybody. And then we'll go out. You've enjoyed your stay. It's good to have you with us, even if it's just for the day. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. Outside the sun is shining, looks like heaven ain't far away. It's good to have you with us, even if it's just for the day. We hope you've enjoyed your stay. It's good to have you with us, even if it's just for the day. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Outside the sun is shining, seems like heaven ain't far away. It's good to have you with us, even if we wait one stanza, then we go, even if it's just for the day. We'll get it right. We did good. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Feel free to join us in our circles. Go have some coffee, some tea. We'll start in about 5 minutes with our group circles, and have a wonderful week, everybody.